One of the key concepts to master if you want your event to look amazing is the built-in effects inside of the LightShark. In this video, we're going to cover the basic effects, which are here on the sidebar. First, we'll go ahead, click Effects, and select some of our fixtures. In this case, I'm going to work with these K20s. The first panel are the intensity effects. There are many options here, and we'll run through them quick. Just as an example, we'll use the chase up. Now, we don't have any color in these fixtures, so I'm going to go ahead and find them and then turn down the intensity. Perfect. Now we can see we have a nice chase up going. Back to the effects panel. Within any of these different effects, there are going to be some different settings that you can utilize below: size, speed, phase, and width. Size is how much the effect affects the lights. So in this case, it's bringing the lights from 0 to 50% right now. If we bring it up to 100, it now affects the lights from 0 to 100%. If we bring it down much lower, you can see the lights are much lower. Next, we have speed. This one is pretty self-explanatory. It's how fast the effect runs. Next, we have phase. Phase indicates how the effect is spread across multiple fixtures. The default, as you see right here, is 180 degrees. And as you can see on our lighting rig, that means that every other fixture is doing the effect. More often than not, it will look really good to choose a number that doesn't really add up specifically, and you'll get an effect that's spread across your lighting rig really nice. However, if you're working with relatively even numbers of fixtures, the even numbers will also help you. So we're here at 180, but if we go to 90, you can see we get it spread across every 4 fixtures. In a similar light, 270 will kind of be the same thing, but in a slightly different layout because it's going backwards. You can work with these options as well. Width is how much it spreads across that phase. So if we go back to 90 as a good example, we've got it spread across 4 fixtures. Right now, what you can see is it's evenly spread from fixture 1 to fixture 4, and then it restarts. There's no like gap or pause in it. If we start to crank this down, what you'll see is now there's dark area. There's area that the effect doesn't cover, and it does cover a much smaller area before waiting and then restarting. That's how the width control works. The lower you turn it, the smaller the amount of fixtures that are active at one time. The higher you turn it, the more the fixtures are active, all the way up to 100%. Now, we would be remiss in talking about the intensity effects if we didn't talk about the arrows right here. These are the direction arrows. They do a lot of really powerful things. In an automatic group like this, it's going to be based on selection order. So we can go forwards, we can have the effect run backwards, from the center to the center, etc. If we press all, we're going to see even more options that are incredibly powerful. If you set up a group with a 2D layout, you're able to use these arrows, and they're going to actually run in the 2D space the way you have the fixtures laid out. Same with most of the effects that are further from that. They're going to not just be the selection order, highest to lowest, or lowest to highest, highest to lowest, center out, center in, but there'll be diagonals and all kinds of really interesting stuff like that. This is more powerful than a lot of people realize, and it really sets the LightShark's basic effect apart from other similar consoles. Closing that, let's walk through some of the other effects options that exist here in the LightShark. First, we have block effects. Block effects means that when this is recorded into a cue by pressing record, just like any other cue, this cue will actually stop other effects that are currently playing. It will make them pause while this effect is active. No effects is just a way to turn off the effects. So if you're in one of the effects here, Pressing on it a second time will do nothing, but pressing no effects will turn it off or clear it. While we're here, it's a good opportunity to look at the different effects types. So, for example, we have chase up in intensity, and we also have chase down, which works when we have an intensity level set on our lights. Similarly, we have a nice flicker up, there's a down version of that, a nice little sawtooth, and a random. In the position, we have a variety of effects on pan and tilt, as well as shapes that use both pan and tilt together. And again, they can be spread across the fixtures using the phase and width, as well as in coordination with the shape chosen, with the effect's direction. Beam offers for lights that have it available, focus, zoom, iris, and more. Now you'll see here, some of these are kind of grayed out, they fade into the background. That's because the light that we have selected does not have those features and cannot run that effect. Within color, we have the ability to also do a red, green, blue, and white flicker, a RGB color, a CMY color, or a color wheel chase. All built into the effects, all fully customizable with the same parameters here below. Last but not least, we have the effects panel. The advanced effects panel offers a lot of abilities to do much more complex things with the preset palettes that you have built. Look to our videos on the advanced effects for more on how to use the advanced effects. It's a whole nother topic, but it unleashes a lot of power within the LightShark. Thanks so much for watching, and keep creating great events with your LightShark.